and going outbound, you are delay-free. Stevenson inbound from Cicero to Kedzie, stop-and-go traffic. Full ramp to the inbound Dan Ryan as well. 355 to Lakeshore Drive 31 from the Tri-State is 24. And inbound on the Dan Ryan from Cermak to Roosevelt having a slight delay. 95th Street to the Burn Interchange 13. That's traffic. I'm Julie Cronis.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. AM 560 Weather Center forecast. Clouds and sun today. High 75. Could be a chance of a pop-up shower. 59 at O'Hare. Next news at 7. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
From the Matrix Home Solutions Studios, this is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 The Answer online at 560theanswer.com, on the AM 560 mobile app, on your Alexa-powered smart speaker, and on TuneIn, iHeart, and on Odyssey. If you're looking for the latest news, insight into what it means, and the sharpest opinion, there's only one station in Chicago where you can turn, and it's this one. We're AM 560 The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Media sensation and attorney, I think, Michael Avenatti, sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for trying to extort Nike out of $25 million. And he's got more legal problems, too, including with his former client, the also equally celebrated porn star Stormy Daniels.
Well, Stormy Daniels, she got an advance on her book for $300,000, and he hasn't given her that money. So she's suing him. He's got another legal case in California. Remember, and then also he has that assault charge with his girlfriend that he punched around, kicked around, you know the thing. But in court yesterday, he started crying. He said, I alone have destroyed my career, my relationships, and my life.
If you think we're being less charitable than we should, you shouldn't be dancing on anyone's grave, so to speak, professionally. Well, you know, you're trying to balance out what we endured for the better part of 18 months when Michael Avenatti was pursuing his legal claims on behalf of his client against President Trump and how he was treated by the media.
Yeah, the mainstream media fell head over heels in love with Michael Avenatti. Remember, there was thoughts of him running for president. He co-hosted.
He had thoughts of himself running for president.
Right, but people wanted him to run.
Oh, yeah.
He's Donald Trump's worst nightmare. Michael Avenatti.
Joining us once again is Michael Avenatti.
Let's bring in Michael Avenatti.
Michael Avenatti. Michael Avenatti.
Michael Avenatti, thank you very much.
He's out there saving the country.
Don Meacham says he may be the savior of the republic.
You are something of a folk hero now.
I owe Michael Avenatti an apology. I've been saying enough already, Michael. I've seen you everywhere. What do you have left to say? I was wrong, brother. You have a lot to say. I am just dying to hear what you think.
These people all like you.
I'm the only person right here Donald Trump fears more than Robert Miller.
We think you guys are the tip of the spear that's going to take down Donald Trump.
Michael Avenatti's a beast.
Okay, that's true.
And
he's a beast.
He's a beast.
I hand it to her, and I hand it to Michael Avenatti.
But he has a bigger calling here. That being a lawyer is minimal compared to what he's doing.
No one has talked tougher directly to Donald Trump on TV than Michael Avenatti, and Donald Trump is afraid to mention his name. That's fascinating. Donald Trump is terrified.
Oh, terrified.
Of Michael Avenatti.
Trump will run for his money more than anybody else. Michael Avenatti.
Oh no! At the end, it's so good.
The Democrats could learn something for you. You are messing with Trump a lot more than they are.
He has no doubt created sheer panic in Donald Trump's very fragile mind.
Michael Avenatti is laying down the law as guest co-host. Yeah. And is he really thinking about running for president?
One reason why I'm taking you seriously as a contender is because of your presence on cable news.
You look at the field of Democrats right now, and Avenatti's the one who stands out.
If they decide they value a fighter most, people would be foolish to underestimate Michael Avenatti.
I have always said that they need a fighter. Look, I mean, we're going to continue to use the media. I think we've used it with great success.
Indeed, you have. You used them with great success. Used them. And they were happy to be used. And then, you know, they just discard you when you go to prison, and then are on to the next charlatan, Michael Avenatti. Folk heroes and saviors come pretty cheap these days in America, don't they? Salena Zito is a Washington Examiner reporter, New York Post columnist, author of The Great Revolt, Inside the Populist Coalition Reshaping American Politics, and also a folk hero. Salena Zito, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Okay, I'm the first two. I'm not the last. I'm not a folk hero, but thanks for the compliment.
Yeah. How about Michael Avenatti's fall from the heights of D.C. press corps adulation?
Well, if you had just a smidge of common sense, which most people do that are not on cable news, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent, it was pretty easy to see through that sort of veneer that he put out there. He was always playing a game, and it was obvious to anyone who's ever had to deal with someone like him.
Not Joy Behar. She missed it. Larry O'Donnell. These are serious people. Larry O'Donnell and Stephanie Rule and Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo went to Yale, Salena. Chris Cuomo went to Yale. He said he was serious.
I've been plenty of people who've never stepped a foot into even a community college or a Yale that have a whole heck of a lot of more sense than people that that some people that attend higher education. And that's the problem. So the problem here, and it's something that I talk about and really stress, not just in my book, but also as I go around the country and report, the people that have control of culture, right? We're talking about corporate media, major news media, but also sports entities, Hollywood, entertainment, larger institutions, academia. They all have control of our culture in terms of, news or how a company sells something. But unfortunately, they all live in the same super zip code. And they all also went to the same schools. They all think like-minded. And so they're not going to question someone like a Michael Avenatti, however you say his name. You're not going to question his credentials or his dishonesty, because then what they're essentially doing is questioning themselves and their ability to be skeptical. And so it's a problem that we have not only in raising up people that do not deserve that elevation, but it's also a problem that we have in how news and information is distributed.
It's interesting. The last few days, this fury of reaction on op-ed pages in left-wing outlets to the issue of violent crime in America, with some 230 people murdered in America over Independence Day weekend. Editorial in the Chicago Tribune: to divert youth from crime, support struggling parents. Slate, Jordan Weissman: time for a new crime bill. Think summer jobs for teens. Think funding for drug rehab centers. Think about more money for better trained police even. They're very concerned about the political implications of the lawlessness on the streets of America's big cities.
Well, I mean, they should be, because these are the items that you just peeled off are things that we all are able to come together on, and that political leaders, elected officials, in the past have been able to come together on and pass comprehensive legislation and or monies needed for programs such as that. Unfortunately, again, they allow the people that control the narrative, who live in these super zip codes, who don't live in these realities, just sort of hijack what the country should be doing. And it's really sort of fascinating to watch. I mean, I drive across the country all the time. I just drove all the way to Lafayette, Indiana, and back the other day. And you listen to people, and people just are sort of dumbfounded by the lack of interest in keeping people safe. The most important thing that the government is supposed to do is keep you safe, and it's not doing that. And also, I think this is also a really, really important part that people don't think, even in Lafayette, Indiana, they don't think that the crime stops wherever it's happening. Let's say Chicago, that's going to be the largest city closest to them. They understand that it just doesn't stay in one place. It's not insular. It spreads out. So everyone is impacted by this crime wave.
Yeah, but do you think that the government tried to keep us so safe from COVID that they kind of ignored the violence problem? I mean, we've had more kids die from gun violence than we have from COVID in Illinois, especially in Chicago. I mean, we've had 3 COVID deaths for children, 18 and younger. They all had comorbidities, Absolutely. And I can't even keep up count with how many kids have been killed.
No, you're absolutely right. But look, politicians want to grapple onto something they can use to control you. What is going to give me the most power as a politician? If you are one that sort of navigates their career through being afraid they're going to lose the next election. So what am I going to do to keep people on my side? I'm going to scare them. I'm going to scare them and let them believe that unless I, do this, like make you or shut everything down, right? In the case of COVID, you're going to elect someone else. So I have to keep you in this state of fear. Using fear as a power tool is very effective for people that, for a large part of our segment of our population, until it isn't. And then when people start to, when they're gripped in a moment of fear, such as a pandemic and so many unknowns, they're like, okay, all right, okay, these are the experts. And then when the expert stories start to fall apart, they're like, wait a minute. If this is falling apart, what else is not falling apart? And why did you let this start to happen, meaning the crime wave, and keep us locked in fear over the pandemic?
Another issue that is being batted about and will continue to be right up until the midterms, I'm sure, the administration of elections. So help me understand this story in the New York Post, Salena. The city's Board of Elections is asking the Department of Justice as well as the New York State Attorney General's office to investigate whether a candidate for city council on Staten Island ran an illegal ballot harvesting and forgery operation in the primary. Well, wait a second. Number one, election fraud is just a right-wing conspiracy theory. Number two, I just heard the left's hue and cry over a Supreme Court decision that upheld Arizona's prohibition on ballot harvesting. So what's the problem?
The problem is that government officials in most cities, major cities, and even mid-sized cities, government officials tend to be one party. They tend to be Democrats. That is a phenomenon that happened during the New Deal, and that has never sort of broken apart. And ballot harvesting is something that these one-party-led cities and towns look the other way over until it impacts them. So this happened in a primary. Another Democrat using it to win over other Democrats. And then all of a sudden, ballot harvesting becomes an issue because it's impacting another Democrat. But ballot harvesting, this is my personal opinion. I think it should be illegal. It's terrible. It's disingenuous. And it tips the scale.
She is Salena Zito, Washington Examiner reporter, New York Post columnist. The book, The Great Revolt Inside the Populist Coalition, Reshaping American Politics. Salena, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a good day.
You too, and she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The Lou Dobbs Financial Report is brought to you by Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Visit signaturebank.bank for your commercial banking needs.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Stellantis pledges 98% electric cars by 2025. Vendors singing Take Me Out to the Ballpark. Those stories next. I'm Lou Dobbs, and as you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the new Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton, called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want to sleep on anything else. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike is making a special offer for my listeners. You will receive 2 for 1 low price plus free shipping. Call 1-800-977-9152. Use the promo code Dobbs. Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code Dobbs. Make sure you use the promo code Dobbs. Carmaker Stellantis says it will spend more than $35 billion to pass its competitors and have 98% of its models sold in North America and Europe be fully electric by 2025. The company that merged Fiat, Chrysler, and Peugeot is betting big on both electric and gas-electric hybrids. It hopes to reduce the cost of batteries for its cars by 40%. Car sales in China down 5% from last year due to chip shortages. Big league ballpark employees returning to work in big numbers. One concessionaire who operates at 11 big league ballparks says it has already recalled 8,000 of its workers and hired 3,000 new ones. The scene at most ballparks is far from what we used to call normal, though, but hot dog sellers and beer vendors are now walking among fans once again. Please join me 3 times each weekday for my updates from the Salem Radio Network, here on this station. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
If you own or run a small or mid-sized business, listen up. We know that last year has been challenging, to say the least. The pandemic impacted your business in ways you couldn't have imagined, but we also know you worked hard, you served your customers and clients, and you figured your way through. So now, AM 560 The Answer and Signature Bank want to do something for you. We want to provide a boost for one deserving business with our Business Boost contest. We want to give a local business a marketing package valued at $75,000. $75,000, not chump change. Use this boost to get your business back on track or take it to the next level. All you have to do is tell us how you've overcome the challenges of the last year and how this Business Boost could help you and your business. To enter, go to 560theanswer.com/boost. 560theanswer.com/boost is the site. Terms and conditions apply. Entries must be submitted by August 1st, presented by Signature Bank.
If you have school-age children, then you're thinking about summertime, not back-to-school season. But before you know it, it'll be time to go back to school. Can you say with confidence you know what school will look like for your child this fall? Will they be back in the classroom 5 days a week? What about masks? Well, thousands of private school students were in person in school for this past school year, and will be again next year. If you've ever thought about private school but didn't think you could afford it, think again. The most affordable way to send your child